All right. Well, we thank everyone for being with us. I'm sorry for the apparent trouble on the bridge. I have no idea what that is or even how to go about fixing it. So maybe we need a different bridge service. I want to thank everyone for your kindness and your well wishes. My back is doing much better than it was last week. I'm still not back to 100%, but I had pulled it twice the previous week, and one of those times was on the Saturday night right before the service. So I didn't have a good night's sleep. I was taking pain meds, and when I got up in the morning, it was just I was just not not able to even set up the video equipment to get things going. So I appreciate your patience. But we're back together, and we're going to follow on this week with kind of what comes after. Don't make it so hard. The last time we were together, we talked about how our culture and our society tends to make things harder than they need to be, and we worship busyness. We worship making things hard in our society. So this week we're going to follow on with some simple guidance. We're not even going to call them rules or commandments. We're going to talk about some simple guidance for a joyful life. So let's take that into our opening treatment. Let's come together this morning and let's recognize that life itself is simple. The important things in life are simple. A blade of grass is a pretty simple plant, but it feeds the entire world. As grass feed for the animals, as corn, as wheat, as rice, it feeds us. It's one little simple plant. Breathing is simple. We inhale and we exhale. And yet there is a wisdom and an intelligence within us that knows exactly how to take that breath and energize our bodies. And it knows how to take what we exhale and energize the plants. And yet it is simple. The water we need to live comes through us simply, through the rainfall, through the gravity. At its essence, life is simple. Falling in love, having babies, nursing the children. Simple acts. Life is simple if we don't think about it too much. Life is simple. So this morning, we allow ourselves to enter the simplicity of God's love, the simplicity of God's peace, the simplicity of God's caring. And we recognize that we are connected to it. We are a part of it. We are its instruments. We recognize also that each and every other person is an instrument of God's love and of God's caring and of God's peace. Each and every creature, the birds in the air, the fishes in the sea, the animals in the forest, the loving pets in our home. They too are connected. They too are part of the simplicity, the love, the kindness that God is. So today we release and we let go of every and any idea that tells us that our spiritual experience is hard, that we need lots of rules and regulations to follow if we're going to win our way to heaven. And rather we surrender in simple simplicity to the heaven that is here and now, to the unconditional love that surrounds us and that is us. We look into the mirror and we see the love of God looking back. We look into each other's eyes and we see the love of God looking back. We open our hearts to sense the presence, the love, the kindness, the simplicity of God expressing itself as each and every one, as each and every creature, as each and everything. We are grateful to know that there's a power in the universe that has already taken this word as its direction and has already begun to produce whatever change or changes as needs must be in our consciousness and in all consciousness, for us to accept the simple experience of God's love, of God's joy, of God's kindness. We release this treatment to that perfect law, so certain it is done that we say together, and so it is.